it's like I could love somebody with all my heart, but if there are other parts of our life that don't coincide and there isn't any room for making it work, it won't like work. Like if there's no room for shifting things to make it work, no matter how much I love you, it's not gonna work.
Hey guys, welcome to the Block Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Vic, and today we have Ephrata in the house.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey
What's
guys,
poppin'?
what's up? Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about is love enough? So some people, they feel like when you really love somebody, it doesn't really matter what else happens. Like nothing else matters. It's just all about if you really, really, truly love somebody. So today we're just going to be talking about that, if love is truly enough or not. So and today we have Ephrata, and we're going to be sharing our ideas on what we think about that. So yeah. So before we start, do you want to kind of like just introduce yourself a little bit, then we'll go?
Yeah, hey guys, my name is Ephrata. I am a model, social media influencer, and I'm also a student. I just graduated from USC, and I'm still a student because I'm getting my master's, but that's me.
Yay. Yay, okay. Yeah, so we're going to dive right into the topic. So do you think love is actually enough?
No. I don't think so. I feel like there's a lot of components to life that, or even just like loving somebody that, or like being with somebody besides love, that have to come into play for you to work with that person like for a long-term thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're like, oh, I love this person, da, 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 but you guys are different in so many other things of like, you know, a lot of people talk about this, like whether it be money, religion, like there's a lot of different things that come into play, and
Compatibility.
yeah, compatibility. Not just that, but also like your habits, like the way you live your life, like
Love language.
yeah, like it's like you might love that person, but if you really love that person, then like I always say that like it's a give and take thing. And you know how people are like, oh, if it's really love, you don't have to compromise. I'm like, where
Yeah,
y'all
like
getting this from?
right. That's like if you were like 5 or something.
Right,
Like
like
as you get older, there's like so many aspects to like just like relationships in general. I
yeah,
feel like when you're younger, you're like, oh yeah, I love you and whatever, because like yeah, obviously like you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
You just have like whatever, you just meet
Yeah.
up, like do whatever, and that's it. But like as you get older, it's like okay, it's like now they're like either they're like bills to pay, and now you guys gotta decide where you're gonna live together, travel. There's so many aspects of it. So like also like I feel like a big part of it is compatibility. So I can meet somebody randomly and I could be like, oh, I really like this girl, like she looks pretty, she's a nice girl, whatever, and she could be great, but then it's like we may not even be like compatible.
Yeah, in different aspects. That's what I was trying to say. Of like you guys might not be compatible in, like you said, like where you want to live. Like there's so many, like
Yeah, right.
you
She
know.
may want to live out in like Mexico, and like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or for example, I me personally, even if I really love a girl, I cannot date a girl that like wants, you know, there's some girls that like they just want to travel everywhere. Like
That's me.
no, right. They want
I
to
want to
just
travel everywhere.
no. I mean, no, that's fine. But like, I mean, like some girls are literally like in a different country like every week types. You know, some people are
Yeah.
like travel influencers.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be able to do that because I already know that like I
Your
don't
love
have
language probably is like quality time.
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like I don't have the time to like just travel. I
Yeah.
don't know, because I have so many things I do. So it's like I can just pop out and just like travel, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think traveling is a bad thing. I love traveling. Like traveling is great, but like there are just some people that just travel all the time. I'm like, how do you guys do this? Like, there's
You
no
guys don't have
freaking way.
jobs.
Yeah, like how do
You
you
guys
even
don't
have
have other things to do.
exactly? How do you even
But-
have a job to do this kind of things? I'm like,
Yeah, it's for some people it works for them, and I feel like people that are I know a lot of people, like for me, I have come to terms that like it has to be a lot. Like, for example, if I really, really love a person, let's say, and I live in LA and they live in New York, or they live in London or Miami or wherever, right?
Wherever.
And there's a time difference and there's like a whole flight that has to take place. And it's like, oh, well, if you really, really are in love with them, it should work. Like, that's what people think. And it's like, yeah, but if I have to wake up in the middle of the night every time to talk to whoever because it's daytime there at that time, like that doesn't really make sense in the sense of like, it has to be like it's a two people thing, you know what I mean? Like, that person has to put in effort, I have to put in effort for it to work. Not saying it can't work. I know it can for sure work, but
it's just gonna be a lot harder. And it's like,
harder.
Are you willing to like do the work? Also, like, it also depends on like the kind of person you are. Like, for example, if you're an athlete, right? And let's say, no, not athlete, let's say you're a student and you for some reason have to like wake up early every day, or you have a job and you have to wake up every day at like 6 to like get ready and go to work, and you're dating someone in London that like, or like someone that like the time is so different, and you have to like talk to them all through the night. It's like, it's not gonna work out, because like you have to like also do your own like everyday thing,
and you have to prioritize. It's all about prioritizing certain things, right? So like when it comes to like the question of if is love enough, it's like, it's enough to like love somebody, sure, but it's not enough to like love somebody for a longer term. Like, if you see a long-term thing with a person, you have to like manage that. And as like growing, changing people, because I honestly truly believe at whatever age, whatever stage of life you are, you're changing and growing.
You are.
Like, you need to understand that that person has to be like has to have a place in that, at least, you know? So if you are thinking about like you said, like moving somewhere randomly or something, and it's like, but I really love this person, so like they should be okay with it. It's like, like that person, that's not what that person signed up for. And a lot of people talk about unconditional love, and like that whole notion of like, you should love some person unconditional. If you really love them, then that's all that should matter. And I'm like, yeah, but if that person is pissing me off in so many other different like things, like, I love them to death, and I like, that's why people part ways saying like, I wish you the best. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I love you, but it can't work. Like, you know, it's like prioritizing yourself.
I love myself too.
Yeah.
Like, like, I love you and shit, but like, I also gotta look out for myself and like the things that I actually really care about. And also, like, have you ever been in a situation or like something where you feel like you really like this person, but like it just didn't work because like you weren't compatible, or like the time was off, or like something was just off?
Yeah. It's like the whole time thing is hilarious, because you don't get to choose when you meet somebody you like. Like, life isn't like, we have this joke with one of my friends where we're doing vision boards, and she was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be looking for someone until like Q3 of this year. I was like,
Q3?
I was like later, like the fall. She was like, yeah, and we all started dying, because we were like, girl, so if you met your husband next week, and you'd be like, it's not Q3. Like, how do you think? How do you think that you get to just choose these things? Is hilarious, and we honestly don't have any control over things like that. And so like, there's been a point in my life where I met somebody that right after I got out of a very long-term relationship, where I was like, hey, I'm not ready to do like this again. Like, he's gonna need a lot of me time. And I met somebody, and I was just like, it could have worked. I could have put all like, you know, I could have tried again right then and there and seen where it led me, but it wasn't.
It just wasn't right.
Yeah, even though I really liked them and everything else made sense. You know, I was just like, personally, me, I know I can't give my all, and I wouldn't want to like try something out knowing that I can't give my all. And I hope that's how people would do it for me, you know, like wouldn't be like, let me just try this, knowing that they're not going to give their all. So yeah, it's,
I feel you. And like, I've had a situation where like I felt like timing was like off. Like when I was in college, I was dating this girl, and like I wasn't even dating her. Like we were friends.
He
No,
said it
no,
was an
no.
entanglement, y'all.
Yeah,
It was an
exactly.
entanglement. He
No,
said,
I wasn't even dating her. Like we were friends and shit like that, but we really liked each other and we would do stuff or whatever. But like I knew in my head that I was not ready at all for a relationship. And like I just knew I wasn't ready. I was
yeah,
like I'm young. I wanna try stuff. I wanna do stuff. Like I don't wanna end up like living my life later, like being later and having regrets. Like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, but I mean, it's kind of selfish, but at the same time, sometimes you kind of have to be like that. Because, like, in order for something to even truly work, you have to be like truly
honest.
ready. You have to be like really ready.
Yeah,
Because, like, if I went into that and I wasn't like fully ready for that, it wouldn't work. Because,
yeah.
like, I'm here trying to convince her that, like,
You are ready, and you don't even know if you are
exactly, and I'm not
yourself.
even ready. And I know, like, okay, like I'm definitely not ready. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And a lot of people, I feel like they just think if you meet the right person, you're just gonna be ready, and it's not true. If you're not ready, even when you meet like someone that's supposed, like someone that you supposed,
like your
there's actually no
soulmate.
right person. There's people that are you meet multiple right people in your life. It's just
I actually had this conversation last night because I was like telling my friends, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this thing," and they're like, "What is it? What is it about?" And I'm like, "It's love." And they're like, "Okay, let's prepare you." So they were asking me random questions, and shout out Nevi and Elias. It's so funny. They were asking me questions, and they were like, "Do you believe somebody has a soulmate?" And I was like, I feel like
people
people
have.
have multiple soulmates in their
Mm-hmm.
lifetime because people go through your soul changes through your life.
Right.
So are you expected to have the same soul at the beginning and the end? Like no. And they're like, so let's say you're in a marriage and you think that person will have another soulmate after that. I was like, no, no, I didn't say that.
That's kind of different.
That's different. That's a long term season. That's the rest of your life. That season.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, you might have another season where you really like this girl, where you really fell in love, and then you thought that that was the one, and then you met this other person after that didn't work out, and you're like, wow, I thought that was the one, but this is really the one, you
Right,
know?
exactly. It's like, bro, I feel like there's no one right person. There's like you could meet multiple right, like you can go to like a place and you see like 10 different like really great options. It's all about, okay, this person has this, and I really like, they all have great things that I can work with, that I like.
That I can
But
work with.
right.
You said I can tolerate this.
That, yeah, like I can, like everybody has like their flaws and stuff. It's like, okay, she's
Yeah.
she's great, she has stuff going on for herself or whatever, she's ambitious, she's nice, she's sweet. This one, same thing, blah blah blah, blah. But then it's like, okay, this person, it's like they, if you go either way, and a lot of people are not lucky to have multiple options of great options, but it's like they, if you don't, like, even if you're like in the best relationship
Yeah.
of your life, right, and the person passes away, like, you still gonna find somebody else that's also gonna like a lot,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That doesn't mean the person that passed away is not like your soulmate or
Soulmate.
like your perfect person. It's like, yeah, that was a perfect person at the time, but now that the person isn't there, there's another perfect person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like,
Yeah, no, it's very funny that they were like, so you don't believe in like there's one love, like the I said no, I think there's multiple loves throughout your life,
mm-hmm,
and they're like, dang, like you so you're saying like your soulmate you could have because I said the word seasonal, I said
mm-hmm.
soulmates can be seasonal, and they're like there's 4 seasons in a year. You trying to say you got four soulmates this year? I said nah, I mean like a season of your life, whereas like you're going through that season of like
Yeah.
teenager season or
Yeah,
like your
exactly.
college years
Yeah.
or maybe
Or like
like
you're dating someone that you guys, for example, like we go out to the club all the time and stuff like
yeah
that. And then you're a different season where it's like, okay, I can't be going out to the club anymore. Now I need to like someone that's like chill, like, you know what I mean? Like we
yeah
need to be chill. We need to think about like kids. We need to think about like a
yeah
family. We need to think about other things. And like if that other person that you love so much isn't like
isn't
ready to like
it's
part
not
ways
gonna
with
work
that,
no matter how much you love each other, it's not gonna
exactly,
work.
it's not gonna work because you're
No.
in a different place in your life. And also, you were saying something earlier about um, if you're in a different place in your life, like for example,
Yeah
right? and you're like dating somebody, and it's like I am in a different place in my life right now because like I am trying to do this or do that or like do this, and you're in a different, like completely different space in your life too, and it's like I know what I want. I know, like, I know the things that I want right now, and you're like completely not there or something like that.
Yeah, no. For example, like the whole conversation of like children, it's like back and forth. So it's like I know this is like a conversation, like an older demographic conversation, but there's a lot of people that are women that like are like we have a biological like clock, mind you. So like we don't just get to be like I'll have kids later.
At
like
60, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like men can have kids whatever age. It's kind of crazy. Like not all men, but like
most men.
A lot, yeah, like generally, and it's like it at the end of the day, like women are put on this biological clock. Mind you, people can adopt, people could do other things, all of this, but in the simplest, basicest way, we're put on this biological counter or clock if we want to like have our own children the natural way, right? And it's kind of like sucks because you might be fully in love with this person, whatever, and they might be in the point where they just started a business. Let's say that person's business is thriving. They are 100% successful, and they are like, I love you. Like, I'm so happy, all of this. My business is taking off. I'm so busy right now. And let's say that person does want kids or doesn't want kids in general, whatever. Let's say that woman really wants kids, but these people are like truly in love, but she wants kids now because that's the only. Let's say she's like 45, or like 40, and she needs to have like kids right now. And she's like, well, if I want to like give birth to my own children, I need to have kids right now. And it's like, he's like, I'm not ready for children. What do you do then?
Exactly.
Like, if children are that important to her, and he is like, not saying like, I know a lot of people for that like would make that person the bad guy in their head, where like, oh well, if he really loved her, he would have kids. Hell no.
Right.
No, like that's not how things go. Like you don't just have like a change of attitude. He's like, oh, I guess I'll become a father. Like that's not how things go.
Yeah, or sometimes even the guys still want to have kids, and the girl is completely not ready, and the guy's like, I really want to have kids, like soon or whatever, and like the girl is just not ready. And girls can actually like control if they actually want to have it or not.
I mean, like, the Supreme Court trying to change that. I mean.
But in most cases, like girls like kind of still like have control over like, okay, if they actually, but girls like, I really do not want to get pregnant. Like she can, the things that like she could
like birth like, control and all of that. Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, and there's been times. I'm super young. I'm 22, right? So most of my friends are like way older than me, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years older than me, and I'm always been in that like space of like those are the people I know. So I'm like always seeing these people getting married, like being ready for kids and all of that stuff too. And it's like I've had someone that I was talking to be like, okay, like I really like want to settle down with you. And I was like, what is settling down? I am 22. Like, huh? And it's not in the like settle down like I want to have kids now, but more so like I want to take this seriously long term. And I knew for them like that meant like get married in a couple of years, have kids in a couple of years, move on with life, everybody's happy. I was like, I can't do that. Like that's not where I am in my life. So you're definitely right. It goes both ways for sure. But and like no matter how much I like that person, like I won't be able to give them what they want in that aspect. And I shouldn't have to. So it's like, yeah,
you can't
like, force it.
Yeah, like, you can't force it. It has to like flow. So it's like you really love this person, but you're just not there. Like there was some girl that I really liked. We were actually dating, and then like I really really liked her. And I was like, oh yeah, but then she was telling me her plans.
Wait, the way you said plans. She said the plans.
She was telling me her plans, and I was like, oh, I mean, those are great plans, but like, I'm just like, okay, for me, it most likely wouldn't work. Like, she had plans to like go play professional sports, like for what, 5 years, and like after that she has another plans to like go to school, go back to school for like another 5 years, and it's like, okay, she's not ready for anything like to like even settle down for like another 10 years. You know what I mean? Because like if you go to play professional, obviously you can't really settle down, because like I'm not gonna be traveling like to like Europe or something like that to like come, or like if she goes to medical school, yeah, that could like work
But
out.
the thing is, that could work for some people though.
No, that could work.
It
No,
could work. I've seen it happen.
If you play professional sports as a girl, you are like completely like in most cases you don't even want to even do like, you can't even like be pregnant, you can't even do anything like that and stuff. Like, so it's like you're completely like locked in. So it's like that 5 years, which is fine. Like I'm young. I'm 24. I don't want to have kids or anything like that. But I was just trying to see like where I am.
In the long term.
So like as far as like 10 years, I'm like, okay, I don't have 10 years to like figuring out like if we're gonna be settling down. Like I know like kind of like be like, okay, like, you know, but it was whatever. Like there was nothing wrong with that. Like those were our plans, and those were great plans. It was just like it just didn't match what my plans were. So I was like, okay, that's not gonna work.
So my question is, for you is, do you go into relationships or dating anybody always thinking long-term plans, or does it I don't. Will you let things play out into
I let things play out.
And will you communicate that, like letting things play out?
No,
Because if you were dating this girl, right, and you were like, dang, I really, really like her, but I know in the long term this is not gonna work. How do you like mentally like allow yourself to just let things play out? Or are you saying like, okay, maybe there's a possibility?
No, okay. I've actually had.
I've
actually had a situation like that. I've actually had a situation where like I was dating someone and I knew that wasn't gonna work. Like I knew it wasn't gonna work. But like I was dating her, I thought it was good or whatever. Like we were young, and I was just like, her views on things were like so different. I was like,
so how does that work? Like,
no, we're young. Like I'm in high school. Like who cares about like? But we're just high school.
No,
we're dating. No, like
men are funny.
No, in high school, like you don't really like. You're not even thinking about marriage in high school. You're just like, we're dating. So I was dating her, and I thought she was cool, and I thought, but like her ideas, I like views on a lot of things were like so different from mine. And I was like, okay, like this is cool, but I know in my head that like it's not gonna lead to like marriage. So wherever you date, you feel like, okay, this is possibly gonna lead to marriage.
No,
exactly.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't like date like I don't like dating exclusively. If I'm dating you exclusively and we're just dating, like, oh, like I really like you. Oh my God, let me say I really love you, right? If I say I really love you and we're dating, and it's just me and you, and I'm not dating anybody else, and there's like I'm putting my full into this, then yeah, I better get marriage out of it or something, because at that point if you're like, we're not gonna end up there, what's the point of wasting your time of like being fully invested in it? At that point, it's an open relationship in the and a lot of people question the open relationship thing with the like that's like just has to do with like sex or cheating or whatever, but it really is like emotionally, if you are like open to, for example, you were like, that girl I knew I wasn't gonna marry, so you're already thinking you're gonna marry someone else.
No, I wasn't thinking I was gonna marry someone else.
No, but like an idea of like, she's not what you want. You know what I mean?
I already knew it wasn't gonna work. I'm like, okay, like this is definitely not gonna work. There's hella drama. There's hella whatever. The ideals are different. It's like, it's not gonna work. So it's like, okay, like I know that, but like I'm not gonna just be like, oh, it's over. We're not. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna just be like, oh, it's over between us because I don't see us getting married together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's what I say. So do you see yourself being in a polygamous relationship?
Absolutely not. I don't like to share my food, let alone with somebody I love. I was like, what?
Like, okay, yeah.
No.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like, but so if you're going in a relationship, you kind of like or if I'm in a committed relationship with you, like, yeah, things are possibly like, I feel like also at the stage, like at the age that we're in, like
Yeah.
if we're doing things now, like we're more serious, like, you know, like now we're doing things with intention and stuff, like now,
Exactly.
yeah, like now I'm dating, like I have a girlfriend, and like would I marry my girlfriend like in the future? Of course I think I would, but like, you know what I mean, but like when I was in high school and you asked me that, I'll be like, I mean, bro, we're young, I don't know, you know.
You're like,
Exactly.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I'm
We
just
don't. We
here.
don't know.
He said, it's only my third day out here.
Exactly. We have a long way. I got college to go. I got things to do in college. I gotta, like, nah.
Yeah, no. I feel you, though. I honestly believe that, like, bringing it back to what we were talking about, like, for a lot of people, they, like, question is love enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, it depends on where you are in your life and where that person is in their life and how you guys are compatible. Let's say, for example, one person, like you said, loves traveling and spends all their money traveling,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say another person wants to save all their money and buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as you love each other, like, either you guys have to like compromise where it's like, okay, we'll save this much amount of money for the house and we'll take this much amount of money and travel, and now everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not gonna work. No matter how much you love each other, you guys cannot solely do things separately,
Right.
and expect to end up at the same place, like, in a relationship. Like, it has to always, and this is again why communication is like
Key.
crazy, and you have to be, I feel like it's beyond communication at that point. Like, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, it's not just communication. It's transparency. Like, I'm very transparent. Like, this person not only knows what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say, but like how I feel, where I'm at mentally, like where I want to go, all of that stuff. Because how is that person to like supposed to act how I would like them to act that would make me happy, or whatever, or vice versa? Like, how am I supposed to know what would make that person happy? Like, as much as people think that they are soulmates and they read each other's minds, you don't. Like, you don't read each other's minds. You have to just say stuff sometimes.
Right.
The little things that you don't say build up, and then you break up, and that you don't want that. So it's like,
you want to just communicate.
You just want to be transparent with things.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, another thing is, like, for example, like someone can be like, you can really love somebody, but that person like probably needs help, right? Mm-hmm. So in like, or that person may be an addict, or that person like may even have like just like issues that like it's hard to deal with. So like, if you can love, I mean, yeah, there's situations where like you can love somebody all you want, and rather than you try to be there for them through their phase or like through their period of like struggles. But some people just like, if you like literally don't let them go, they literally will drag you down with them.
Yeah, my thing is like I said, you not only need love, but you need patience. You need like persistence. Like, and by persistence, I mean like, yeah, like compromise, like all of that stuff like comes together. And then it's like a final product of like a happy marriage or a happy like relationship. Versus like, for the example that you were giving,
mm-hmm.
it's like, it's not just like, oh my God, I really love this person.
Right.
So like, I know they're going through it right now. They're da 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 da. Like, I'm just going, like, I really love them. I'm just going to stick it through. That's not how things work. Like, it's not like you guys, like, it has to be a two people thing. That person has to be willing to like work with you in a certain way, and you have to be willing to support that person in a separate way. You know what I mean? And it's really interesting because for a lot of people like that do think love is enough, like they haven't been put in those situations. I feel like, and if they have, like, they were the person that thought that love was enough, and the other person was the guy who was like, no, promise you it's not enough.
Right.
I promise you there's more you need to do, you know? Because I'm sure everybody has been in a position where they might really, really care for a person,
Right.
but there's something else that's lacking.
Yeah.
And that's
Someone
what they need in their relationship, you know?
Yeah, like some may even have anger issues. Like you really love this person and then you're dating them and then you find out that like they have like major anger issues. And
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, okay. Like I need to like chill, take a step. Like so many things. Even financially. Like
Yeah.
I see, like realistically, like just like no, let's just say when people love each other,
Yeah.
they feel like oh the love and the finances shouldn't matter, the finances shouldn't matter and stuff like that. And it's true, it shouldn't matter. But like in some situations, for example, like when someone cannot take care of their own stuff, right? After a while, it becomes a burden and it becomes a strain. So
Yeah.
like for example, if you I feel like I say this but I don't know, like some people may disagree with me. If you really if you have your stuff going for you, right, and your partner has your stuff going for them, it's a lot easier for the relationship to just flow and like things to just go. Because like
For
if this
sure.
person needs a little support, you support them. This person needs support, you support them. It's not one-sided.
You
Like
have
if
to be on the same leveling field. And that's not to say that somebody that is popping should never try to date somebody that's not popping, or vice versa. Like, oh, you're not popping, you're not allowed to date this person because you're
right.
popping. But
You
there
may
has
not be
to,
popping, but you're striving to like do something with your life.
yeah, no, it's also just like there's like certain things that like if you're not on the same level, they'll affect other things financially, they'll affect other things in your life. So for example, like how a date is going or something, right? So let's say a girl goes on a date with a guy and she is, and you know there's a whole thing about like gold diggers, there's a whole thing about like women that like only start dating men like that are wealthy, or like only like expect a lot from men or whatever, and
Yeah.
vice versa,
Yeah.
right? And on top of that, it's interesting because a lot of these women, they want to be able to, okay, so they want to be able to go out and order whatever they want on the menu because that's the lifestyle they have for themselves, right? They don't want to go on a date with somebody that asked them out on a date and feel like they can't order something because it's too expensive. And then now like
They're gonna
she's
feel
thinking, now she
awkward.
feels like, dang, should I order this? Is this too much? Like, that's like, I don't want to put that pressure on this person. Like they might not have it like that, you know? And it's like, oh, if you really love a person, it's like, okay, like you guys are in a relationship, that person's not doing so well financially. It's like, okay, cool, I want this. I could pay for this for myself. But then that might have a negative impact on the guy because like, no, I'm paying for it. And it's like, it becomes a whole thing of like, the finances getting in the way of the love at the end of the day. And it's not because one person is in the relationship or in the marriage or whatever it is for the money, but it's more so that like if you're not on the same leveling field, you want different things. If you want different things, then like
Interferes with a lot of
it
things.
interferes with a lot of things. And at the end of the day, it's like you don't want to have to feel bad about anything. You don't want to have to like
Minimize yourself.
minimize yourself because there's that whole financial burden thing
Yeah,
there,
like
you know?
yeah. Like I think people another thing is people that say that are like probably people that are younger that don't have like all those bills yet, or someone that's like completely like financially stable that like they have enough for like multiple people. You know what I mean? But like if you are somebody that's like still struggling, still trying to get your stuff, and like you're then like if you're someone that's like not completely there yet and you're just trying to get there, then you're dating another person that's like completely not doing anything, it's not really gonna even be able to work because you're still trying to get your shit together. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
if you're like someone that's like super rich and you have money and you're super successful and all that stuff, then like you can date a girl that's doing nothing and like you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if you're like also like trying to struggling doing your stuff, it's not the financial thing like starts coming
Yeah, and it's not like, I think earlier we were talking with our friend and we're talking about like money doesn't buy happiness, money doesn't buy love, da 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 da, all these things. And it's like yeah, but it gets rid of like burdens that like might interfere with that. You know what I mean? Might interfere. So you can't go out and be like, I'll have 5 happinesses for this much money. But you can also be like, okay, what's
I don't have to worry about
preventing?
food.
Yeah, what's preventing that happiness in the like? Oh, are you guys like not? Are you guys so in love and you guys love each other, but you guys can't be together because it's too expensive to fly back and forth to see each other or something like that? And it's like, oh well, if we were rich, then it would work. Granted, we're in a very lucky like area in like the century where like in time where like we have FaceTime, we have like Zoom, we have calls and stuff where you can make things work. So in that sense, yeah, like if you really love somebody, it can work, but it has to be like a lot of effort put in. Like
There's a
it's
lot of
not like
stuff.
easy. It's not like
It's not like, oh, I just love you. Like I saw you today, I love you, and like that's it. Nah, it's not. Like in the beginning, like you're like, yes, da, da, da. But then you start getting to know the person. You start thinking about how that person fits into your life. Start thinking about like the trust, transparency, communication, love language, like so many things that go into like a relationship that's just more than just love. Love is a big factor too. Without a love, it's not gonna work. But like with love and not the other things, it's probably not gonna be like a healthy relationship.
yeah, I would agree. I would think that like as no matter like how much you really love somebody, it's not gonna work unless you have everything you just said. Like that like and that's not to say like people think that people that say that love is not enough are bad guys. Like I'm not the bad guy. I'm not. You know, I'm just telling you
Just
how
being
it is.
realistic.
Like I'm being very realistic and like it's like I could love somebody with all my heart, but if there are other parts of our life that don't coincide and there isn't any room for making it work, it won't like work. Like if there's no room for shifting things to make it work, no matter how much I love you, it's not gonna work. Either one person gives up something, there's some sort of collaboration and compromise, or it's dead. Like the whole thing is dead. Like you either give up, you either are like, okay, we can't work, this is too much, this is done, sorry. There's the whole notion of like, okay, like we can figure this out, like I'll do this and you'll do that, and like together we'll be both happy. Or it's like one person is like, okay, I guess I'll have to like give everything up and stop and give it into you, and it's like, and in that case most likely it's not going to end up working out because it's going to be too much anyway.
It's gonna be too much for one person to
Yeah.
handle. Yeah, I mean, guys, we're gonna wrap it up because the time is almost running out. So I want to ask you guys what you guys really think about this topic. Like, tell us what you think about it. Do you think love is enough? Like, I know some people out there like think love is all you need, but like, let's know. DM. Just you can leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Also, let us know like if there's any like if there are like some points that we missed out that we didn't really talk about. Let us know. And lastly, let us know like where you found us. Like either on social media, Instagram, like Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, I don't know, but like wherever you found it, just like let us know. Thank you guys for like tuning in today. Once again, it's your boy Vic, and today we have Ephrata, and
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
really fun.
All right, guys, bye.